Welcome to the Swarthy Nerd Podcast, episode 60? Yeah, episode 60, 61, 60 something. Yeah, you will see.
Nintendo 64?
Right, right. Question mark. This is your boy, the TV Guru 108, and
you get a snowman.
I forgot my name for a second. And our special guest,
Yuki Sakura.
Hey, and she's back again. We're gonna talk to her again. So how you been?
I've been doing pretty good. Really taking care of a lot of things, successful things, a lot of things that helps me be a successful person and a positive person overall. And how are you guys?
Oh, we are
doing great.
We're doing so good, man. We are just, keep on struggling with the podcast, man. We doing good. We're doing good though. Mm-hmm. We ain't none of us sick. That's the best part. So it's a lot of
that is the best part.
There's a lot of sickly people around here.
Yes, very true.
But I guess we should go back to like what we originally was talking about in the first like part of like our conversation we had, because. I don't know. People might think it was railing probably too hard on white people. They might have thought that probably. So let's start off because we did try the first time, but we went right back to the race. So let's talk about some nerdy stuff. So have you been into anything nerdy? You've been like playing any video games?
Watching the anime.
You know, watching the anime, anything like that?
Yes, definitely. I've been playing a lot of anime-related games. Like, it's a game called Senran Kagura.
Oh,
it's the little, yeah.
Uh-huh. That little beat, yeah. Slice a little. Hack and slash.
Hack and slash.
What did I say?
Slice them up.
Yeah, that game. Soul Calibur. Let's see. I didn't get no other games recently because of, there was a lot of games on sale because I play PlayStation a lot.
Ooh,
and I've been playing a lot of Fortnite as well. Just getting my little Fortnite game on that part. But anime game related, I just been doing that part because a lot of games that are on sale, it only gave out the good ones, but there were some that wasn't very good. So, I just got Sakura Kagura, Dead or Alive, the Deluxe bundle, and Soul Calibur.
I know talking about. I love how you said Deluxe though. I was like, Deluxe. Are you French or something? I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's what's up. I never played Soul Calibur. I played it once, but it was so complicated how you play it. I just like, oh no, I'm good.
Like y'all tech, high, low, medium, kick.
Yeah, I ain't with all that. No. I don't like all that.
Yeah, when it comes to the controller and how to find certain moves when you fight that person, it can be a little bit complicated because it'll tell you to press punch 3 times and do a kick and then back up and then do a flip just to do a special move, and it can be a little headache, like almost like Tekken, but Tekken is a little bit different from that. It's just Soul Calibur, it can be like that, and then again it's like you gotta spam the buttons just to beat the character as well. So yeah.
That's not my wheelhouse. That's all Yuki right there. The fighting game stuff. I don't like all the combo pressing buttons. I'm a JRPG guy.
I love fighting games. I
need menus. I need menus, man.
Like I love changing the combos and just killing somebody without who use special moves.
Oh no. That's your type of style of fighting games, Yuki Sakura?
Well, I like RPG games and fighting games.
Yeah.
Yes, I like all. Like I'm like the person that like to put my hands in different games and get a hang of it and see if I like it or not. But usually I'm a diverse person with it because try different new things. You get to have a whole new personality to play with other people because people like when you play different things because it like wow, this person's played this, then I would love to play with them. It makes you more like different when you do things like speaking a language, for example.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we was talking about the last time we was talking about having just not focusing on one thing type stuff like that.
Like,
Yeah.
Like having multiple things that you're doing, so you have more knowledge.
Yeah.
For certain
Yes.
situations.
Yes.
So like, because like a perfect example is like right now with this COVID stuff, people who's only focused on one lane is screwed because they can't do what they have to do because of COVID.
But
But you had multiple streams of things you had to do, you wouldn't have this problem.
Yes, that's very true. Like at home, a lot of people say they can't do anything or they're bored, but there's so many things they can do now because being out, like let's say, if they say they work a job and their job is cut where they be home a lot, then they can take that type of time they use and use it to the fullest of things they want to work on for a long time, like being a streamer at halftime or something, or times where they always say, like on YouTube, I see a lot of people say, well, it's hard for my flexible schedule. So now because of this coronavirus and all this bad things going on, they can take advantage of it where now they're home more, but then they might get more out of their hobbies than a career because you're able to see what really fits you the most. But then again, it depends on what the person who is that's dealing with this type of situation. And I do feel bad for the people who's really trying to get out there because they might stop their school and they're trying to graduate and then all this interfered. But then again, a lot of people tend to use sometimes this excuse why they couldn't do anything, but they have a lot of time. They're just not realizing how much time and usefulness they can use to the fullest to use this time wisely. And that's why from like on my social media, I always take things in consideration because you might not get this time. Out of all times, like for people who have school at home, they can take advantage of it. They're not at school where teachers are getting on their nerves all day. They're not forced to stay in one area. They actually have time to take advantage of it. And some kids think, well, because we don't got school, they're going to slack off. But then in the long run, it's going to be a backlash because people think, well, the teacher's not worried about me, but they never think about, well, the teacher's going to call and check up on you. And some teachers do that, really care about you graduating, or it deals with any type of place you're at. And especially when as myself, I always promote that, like, guys, come on, we got this. You don't have to give up now. You don't have to give up because of other people giving up. You can do something with that time, like YouTube, and make a lot of money, because some people think, well, I can't do YouTube video because I don't got a camera. Well, you don't have to always show your face and everything. You can take that to the fullest and use it by talking, because some people like different things and try new things while you're doing YouTube. So it depends on what situation you're in.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that's what I was talking about previous couple episodes back about how this COVID stuff is really revealing what people truly are, because you get all the free time. You got all the free time in the world now. Now you have no excuse.
Yes, you're true.
You have no excuse to not do what you need to be doing. You can't. You can't say, "Oh man, the club held me back," or this held me back. Nope.
It was you holding yourself back this whole time.
Right. And that's when the laziness come in. And laziness is almost like a disease almost, because you keep letting it get to you every time. And some people, you got like the baddest kids or the baddest people will sit there and use that time. Like, well, like example, TikTok. If I sit here all day, I can make TikTok videos if I'm always being a goofy person. Well, little things like that, they start to have new ideas. And people who do got talent, sometimes these same people might fall off and not be consistent because they think, well, my work is not good enough. But you never think about it. Every time you perfect a work, out of all these months we've been in this type of pandemic, we can use this time. And I know some people think like, well, I can't buy this or that. You can still do it. You just got to pay attention on how much time you have left, like YouTube videos or editing and stuff, and don't take too much time on that craft as well. A lot of people think that, well, I'm gonna keep working on that one thing, like we were talking about, doing different things, so it affects them today.
You know, I never asked, because you got like a little accent. Where are you from?
I'm originally from North Carolina, but I moved up here around when I was probably like 10, around probably like 11 years old. I'm not sure, because I've been up here for like 9 years now in Maryland.
Okay. Yeah. You did say Maryland. Yeah. You said Maryland. Yeah, I remember that last time. Yeah, because we from St. Louis. That's where we from.
St. Louis?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We Midwestern boys. I don't know if we have an accent. I don't know. Because we sound the same. So
Yeah.
I don't know if people hear me here and there and all that.
Yeah.
We ain't doing it on purpose. Shit.
Yeah, it just it comes out like subconsciously. It just comes into your like way how you talk and your vocabulary, because that happens to me sometimes, especially if I say certain words. Like if I say iron, I can't say how other people would say it like that.
I got that when I went to Job Corps when I was like a teenager, and I never noticed when I was in Kansas. Everyone used to tell me like, "You got an accent." Like I got an accent, like because you say there instead of there. They're like they always try to correct you, like it's there, not there. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
You can sound like I got accents.
No, but for some reason they thought we lived on farms. Like you from Kansas, you farm country.
That's farmland.
That's farmland too. Why you hating on me?
You see, this is somewhat of a city.
Yeah, right. You should. I don't know. Some people just.
Yeah.
Some people ignorant. You know, they never left their 4 blocks.
Right. They pay attention to the little things, but not focus on the big things. That's what's the hilarious part.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but that's sort of something I wanted to talk about a little bit with you. It's about acquiring knowledge, about how people they obtain knowledge, but they don't really utilize it in the right way. They get information like I'm trying to give an example. I don't want to use this example. I know. I don't know. Like they found out about Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, don't you?
No.
What?
I haven't heard of that.
The bombing of the Black Wall Street.
Oh yes, yes.
Tulsa.
I was like, you probably. Yeah, now I understand. Okay. My bad.
Sorry. I just said a damn place in a damn America. But you know, I don't think I would have thought you wouldn't know. Sorry, but I could have been more detailed with it. Yeah, damn, I forgot why I brought that up for. Shit.
It was acquiring knowledge.
Yeah. But yeah, so people get that information. Instead of using it like, damn, if we got a white supremacy system, even though we come up and make something, they're still gonna try to destroy it. Another person will hear that and think, like, well, shoot, I don't need to go to the movie theaters no more because they bombed the movie theaters and they taking the wrong amount of different type of information from it. They're like,
right,
like, well,
yeah.
what?
So
that's what you got from that story. You got
basically, okay. So,
if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because I know it's some people are ignorant. They only take things out of context. Like, for example,
yes.
I watch Jason Black and Tyreek, and whenever they give out knowledge, I always take consideration of everything they say, not just one piece, everything. And whenever they tell us information about the main things, I always like, okay, wow, I get the whole information now. I'm not just like, oh, well, I'm going to be biased because the only part they said this, so I'm going to focus on what they say, and then go out in the world and give the wrong information to everybody else.
Oh, my God. You saying exactly what I was trying to, like, say.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, here
and then sometimes, like, for example, I will watch YouTube videos when it comes to Tyreek, and when I go into comics sometimes, or like just reading what he was telling everybody for everyone's sake, for safety, some people go into comics ignorantly and only point out what they want to hear and what they want to say and give the wrong information to everybody else, and it creates an argument. And then the people who's really trying to tell them, like, no, man, we're not trying to tell you this. We're trying to tell you got to be careful because the coronavirus and what they're doing to people now these days. And there was times where, like example, where Tyreek was telling things to keep everyone out from like being on the streets, or like telling young people about this, and some were just taking consideration like, well, you're only saying about this type of group of people but not this group of people. And then some black people, you know, they only like to nitpick on each other but not nitpick on people really trying to get us in trouble. So it just shows how people are ignorant and not more open or knowledgeable. They only, like I said, they only want to hear what they want to hear, and it gives out the wrong information nowadays, like in school. Like, you know, you tell a kid something, they're not going to catch it all, and unless you go in detail with them sometime. And sometimes even when you do that, they're still going to use their ignorance and only try to troll that person purposely to have a whole argument to get you distracted on what they want to say. So it's like, well, I'm going to talk about anime, and then you talk about why do we got to hear anime, then people start arguing about anime or why it's stupid or not stupid, like little things like that. And that's when it starts to be distractions where we're not focusing on the main goal. And like Jason Black does, Jason Black talk about that all the time, and a lot of people do get sidetracked because they're like, well, why you always say this about black people? And then this is when he goes in on them. I know he's brutal on how he says sometimes, but he's serious. He's being straight up. You got to be straight up sometimes, because some people are too soft-hearted to understand the truth, and they're going to have to deal with it or they got to go, because it just shows that there's true colors start coming out in the comments. And I understand if they're trying to understand the full detail of something, but they only do this type of thing going on whatever in their head that, well, okay, I only heard this part, so I don't know what to do now. I don't know if I want to be a successful person because of white people shooting this, or this person, the school shut down. And you could still do school at home, but you research stuff. YouTube is like school, like I was saying on the last podcast. You don't have to worry about what teachers say, because half of the stuff that we learn in school sometimes is not the real history. And you rather learn real history in books, real books, online on websites that are recommended to you, especially with the black media. So whenever I see that type of things, or even when I hear from other people, sometimes I avoid that, because I know some people just want to promote a lot of negativity and want to promote only what they wanted, so they'll make the speaker or the conscious speaker look bad.
Oh yeah, me and Yuki been talking about that in private, like these fake conscious people or fake woke people who like they speak the woke stuff, but they
don't actually do anything for the community.
They ain't doing nothing for the community.
All
they really just use the lingo, the words. They say all that, but they really just attracting the lower common denominator, dusty black folk. You know,
right?
Like he talking the conscious stuff, but he also in the blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole time you're being petty and all this type of things, but then the other side you're like, almost like saying, like YouTube, obviously on the front show you're like, what's up people, we talking about this and that, but the whole time it's almost like behind closed doors you're scamming somebody, or you're not really mean what you say. That's like what I have to deal with when I'm like on social media type sites. Like, you got the people that will support you, and you got the people that say they so-called support you but not really support you, and make you go through all this work to help them and not help you. And you got, and like I had one of my quotes.
Go ahead, yeah, say your quote, because I got a quote too. I was about to say my quote. Go ahead.
I said, I told somebody in the comments that you got some of the biggest people who flex a lot, but then they will never help you. But then they'll look. These same people who look up to these people are the same people that won't help them back, even though they don't know a lot of things. That's why you always got me what you say, because a lot of people pay attention to these tiny little details. Are you going to be really there for the people or not? And I understand, like, you got some who really trying to get up there and balance it out so they have a good lifestyle and help the people. But there's some who continuously lie to everyone and show that they're not being real with themselves. But it shows the pettiness, because you shouldn't have had to go through all that to help somebody out who really trying to support you to get up there. When you say create your own business, or be your own interpreter to make your own type of website. And I told that to somebody, and they completely agree with that, because they used celebrities sometime example. They're like that, and then when we're the same people that look up to these celebrities, and then we'll think like, wow, okay, so are these people really helping the people in the pandemic or the coronavirus, or they're really lying to us? And and making us do stupid stuff for them while they're sitting back, living rich, eating food and all that, while we're all struggling, but they won't help us. And there's only a small percentage that really do that. And that's why we got to do our own thing as well.
Yes. But the quote I was going to say is it's from Zoe Williams. Well, it's everyone. Well, this is true for everything. It's like, how the hell do you get, like, you know, you got 500 views, but only 2 likes? Like, that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, you got, okay, the like button don't cost you anything. A share button don't cost you anything. Well, that proves that a lot of people out here just hating.
Mm-hmm.
They'll watch you.
They watch you.
They like you.
Pick apart the shit you say that they don't agree with.
Right.
And just leave it be.
And leave it be.
Right. It's like example, like Instagram, they shows that a lot. Like, you got some people that would they'll view your stuff but not really like your stuff, but it shows who watches, but they won't really support. They're like in the middle. They don't even know what they're doing themselves. They only want to keep up with you. All that little hater stuff, because I hate haters who hate on people. You're not really out there for that person if you're really hating. Like I said, my quote I said was, I said that I can't be around, from what I'm reading off my Instagram, I said, I can't be around people who think growth is a competition. If we can't be happy for one another, we have nothing in common. And then I also said that, why compete against someone that you might work with? You might ruin your blessings because of pettiness you got against someone. If you want to be a hater, take that somewhere else. No, everybody wants to work with a person that has a good heart, with good positivity, that has a business minded. Because when you get emotions get to your head, when you're trying to have a business wise mindset, then you can't go nowhere with that. And it just shows that we get affected too easy off of little things. And it shows that people who really watch your stuff, like you were saying about how you got a lot of views but not enough likes, then it shows an unbalance there. Like when I watch some videos on TikTok where there's probably 5,000 likes, but not enough comments, or a lot of comments, not enough likes. But when you got a lot of comments in the section, I realized that these people are actually engaging and actually caring about your content because the time you put in it. But when you put likes, the likes are just to like the video, but not really support. Really, you're like, oh wow, I like this video, but that's about it. You're not really taking the time to look into this and give a comment on it, or just input on what you feel, so people can do more better on what they're doing now. It's almost like constructive criticism.
Yeah. But the reason why I say like and share and all that stuff is because it does help that YouTube algorithm, all the algorithms across all these other websites, because that's what gets your stuff more views and more people can see you who don't subscribe. So people should. They just mess with when it comes to black nerds and black folks. Like, that's insane to me. Like when I see let's say Tariq, we see a video like his, and he got like 80,000 views, but only 100 likes. Like, what the hell? What is that?
Yeah.
Like that's just,
see that little.
That's just insane.
It's unbalanced there.
That's insane. It just
basically. But, yeah, like sorry for interrupting.
No, go ahead. Do it. You flowing.
Okay, thank you. I didn't want to. All right. So there was a thing I was watching where they was saying, it was a YouTuber, and she was talking about how black girls or black guys, how we will create a lot of trends and not to get a lot of like views and stuff for it. And someone in the comments was saying things about and they were saying the same thing you were saying, how people would what was it? People was willingly to give, like, for example, okay, let's say an Asian girl is talking about our problems, black people problems. Mm-hmm. Well, they said, how is it that y'all able to listen to an Asian girl talk about what we say, but when a black person talk about the exact same thing, y'all always act like we're upset or we're angry or we're pushing too much knowledge and stuff. Or if it was an Asian guy, like, everybody will listen to them first, then they will listen to a black person saying the same exact statement in a positive way, and they'll say that we're lying or twisting the conversation. And it just shows how people knowledge and mindset goes when you got your own people saying it between another race that's saying something we exactly said. And some people in the comments were like kind of agreeing it, and they had the little ways, but yeah. Same thing.
But that's because a lot of people got this this coon mind thinking. If anything,
Yes.
everything they think of is like, if we're talking about anything like pro-black or talk about the past,
They want to act goofy. They want to be the class clown.
right? They want to make, but come on, man, get out of here. You making these black people uncomfortable. Like, why are you giving a fuck?
They want to play kiss ass with white folks.
And I tell anybody, if you want to talk to, if you want to know the real, like, the mind frame of humanity, people, men, look at a prison. What do men do in prisons? They click up with their own race. They're not. You think these people? If a smart person would, we all humans. Why the hell we all locked up? We all in this prison. Why we all work together? But no, they think, oh shit, I'm working with blacks, I'm working with whites, and usually the people working with the whites are the Hispanics, and people who try to classify themselves as white all the damn time.
That's very true. And then they put themselves in a way where they want to be, they want to be white. It shows how colors show out when that stuff takes place. I mean,
just like how people like I know people are not gonna like how we constantly see Hanson Tariq, but I say Tariq because he is one of like the new black media top dogs, I would say. Him, Jason Black, Jason Black Truth, and I bring it up because a lot of people, they like all the stuff Tariq do, all the information he give, but they want to steal his stuff.
Yes, and then they would take it like that was theirs and then flip it and make it seem like it was something else when actually it was from him, because no one else will talk about it. Like certain topics that no one talks about, he'll bring it up, and then everybody else that didn't care all of a sudden want to bring it up now for clout, when he's really actually doing it for a reason, because a lot of people, like our people, need to wake up to this type of things. And when we don't get that out there, because I love when Tyreek and them speak about things that really make sense, because they actually bring it to the light and actually put it out for the young people, for all generations, but especially the young people, because the young people, we're like the new generation. If we go down worse of what we're doing right now, then we won't be nobody, and then we're going to be stuck in that, like you said, the coon type mindset. Like example, me myself as well.
But yeah, that's what. But I was mostly talking about purchasing items when it comes to his DVDs. A lot of people, they want to watch Hidden Colors, but they don't want to pay for his DVDs. See, people watch Hidden Colors, get the information. He tell you this is what you need to do to build a black economy, how to build each other up. Y'all want to steal this shit.
And he's trying to give y'all the blueprint, but they think it's something. Yeah, I definitely agree.
You be recycling black dollars, but instead, fuck that. I'm gonna buy your DVD, rip it, and post make hella copies, or post it on YouTube. And get likes and comments to get a little bit of pennies off YouTube. You ain't getting a lot of money off of it.
Right.
And you might get a copyright strike. Instead of just Bond-on-Demand DVDs, $30 ain't nothing. $20 ain't nothing. That's what Head of Colors 5 ended with. Talking about $20 is all you need. Because that's how much the tickets cost. Because I went to see it in the theaters. Yeah. That's how much the tickets cost. And a lot of black people's complaining about the damn ticket price being $20. Like, I ain't $20 for a movie. Yes, it's an independently put out movie from a black man.
They took time and probably years just to make, while a white man might charge you $40 for some shoes that came from another country. And it shows how the pettiness comes in, like, oh, well, like you were saying, how's it when it comes to supporting our own people, we get so petty, like, well, why is it like this? And then if that was the case, then he would have made it higher, then you wouldn't still complain about it. Then you got people out here that's charging us the more than what we owe, when actuality is lower than what it is. That's like buying a video game that actually probably costs like $200, but if a black person, like example, if a black person made a video game and it costs around $200, but they rather buy from a white person that have a video game that costs $400, and everybody would have bought from him than the black man, and he's making it cheaper for what it is, while they're complaining about his price, but not the white man's price, when the white man is actually scamming you, taking more money out when you not even know what you're really paying for it.
Yes. And the not word that the white man. The not word that the white man product is of low quality.
Yes.
They build it for cheap and sell it for higher than what it actually is worth.
Yeah, like shoes. They're made in sweatshops in another country. It gets shipped here. Black people buy it. We're the biggest consumers. And then we end up paying probably like $500 for something that wasn't even that much over there. And then they just want to use our money because they know, well, wow, black people love shoes and they got style and everything. But why can't y'all buy from a black man who actually makes shoes for our own people that's really charging y'all a good price?
But it's not Gucci. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people want to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are willing to sell out.
Brand.
Like, people are willing to sell out for a name.
Right. And then,
right.
But I see, even when I was a kid, I never was into fashion. What about you?
No.
What about you, Yuki Sakura?
Yes, I'm definitely into fashion, but I don't be into fashion at like crazy racist brands because of what they do to us. So it's like, say, why support?
Sorry, let me change the question. Let me change the question. You're not into a fashion to the point where you're broke. Like, you're not spending all your money on tennis shoes.
Oh, yeah. I like fashion, but I don't.
$5,000 bills.
Right. You ain't choosing a pair of shoes over diapers or bills or whatever. You know.
Yeah. I never do that.
Cause it's cool to be into fashion. It's to the point where you're broke over it. Like, you got all this nice stuff. You saw the the little memes where people could show the girl looking beautiful, but her house is destroyed.
Got motion to the wall.
Right.
Which I think that's a racist meme.
Yes, yeah, it is. Like it is because they only stereotype us, but other people do it as well.
Yeah, I said it the last time we talked, but all that little meme and posters you see could be made by white supremacists sharing it, and then black people sharing it, and they just laughing at us like, huh, they sharing it. They're sharing the cornrow picture we made.
On 4chan.
Right.
Right. Right, and that's when I heard from someone that said, why always do, like, they always show crazy pictures of black people having crazy, stupid faces. It's some reason they always get the crazy scenes of us. And I said, why do it to us when we can just do the back to them and get every race so it won't just be on us? Because I know there's a lot of white supremacists do that, and they like, they hide behind screens and they promote us like we're the stereotypical ones. And it was a meme I read that said when a black memes get made, they'll show a black guy that always broke, had a relationship problem, always going through something with his wife, and then they show that when it comes to a white person to meme, they always happy, there's something funny that good that happened, they're having a good supporting family with money, all that type of stuff. And it came, and I realized, like, wow, my dad was teaching me, be careful and little things like that, because you never know where it's coming from when people make memes like that. It's really stereotypical and really low-key racist.
Yeah, like for real, like, now that you talk about that, the most classic white people meme is the one with the white guy with the girl and him looking back at the other girl. That's the classic white people. They're both happy. She's sort of mad he's looking at another girl, but it means he's cheating. But that's like the definitive like white people's meme. Our stuff is always some degenerate stuff.
Well, this person, they have example, let's say Pokemon, and then he had a gun, a black guy had a gun with fake Timberland boots and a copy paste of a hat on his head, right. And then you got some Asian person.
His name Peekaboo or some shit,
Yeah. I know I'm trying to laugh, but that name.
Right, Peekaboo or some shit.
No, I see one.
Right.
It's like, when Pokemon Go was still popular, this white boy, like, going through a neighborhood on the phone, and he see a dog. And the white boy saying, "You're not Pikachu." And the dog saying, "No, I'm his cousin. I'm about you."
Oh, man.
That was a horrible joke.
No, it's some cornball man song.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my shit. It's not my shit. But show you how they they do some corny ass memes, but still pass it as racist.
I mean, white people get famous off anything. They could be the corniest white people on the internet, and they get popular. They'll be on Good Morning America for being you're the white guy who slipped and fell at the World Fair or some shit. Like, what? He famous off that? And it's a little Bobby girl who can sing like Michael Jackson, and you talking about this little who slipped and fell? God damn.
Man, that's, and matter of fact, A matter of fact, that's a good point you put up there because, you know, a lot of things been going on with TikTok. And I realized that too, that you got black people who are so funny and creative on there. And then white people, what they'll do, they'll take what we knew on TikTok, like really funny stuff, and then take it as there, but water it down to where it make it more easier for them and then turn it out to be a cheesy joke. And you're like, I didn't understand that. But when you go back on the original post of what the black person made and you can trace back to it, it'll show how funny it was before they changed it to a different thing. Or I start to realize a lot of white girls are taking a lot of dances on TikTok and not giving credit to the black girls till the last minute before they get pointed out for it and water it down to an easier dance. And then when you look at these dances for some of the white girls that do it, like some do really dance, but some really don't even dance. They'll like be really stiff and no personality or uniqueness in it. And then I realized, like I always said, basically. And I was realizing, like, you know, because I got TikTok and a platform I am, I'm not going to let all the bad stuff affect it. I'm going to keep going up there to show who I am, because I know, you know, because TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. Then again, they look at this, they study every move, how we fight, how white people, black people, every different race fight. So when it comes to us personally, we're the one that made everything pop on that TikTok app. Because right now, if all these trends wasn't going on, then no one really wouldn't have had the new idea. We're really creative outside the box, but it shows how no one else have creativity, so they had to have something going on. And now I'm seeing all these white girls, white boys that's going on the Today Show, and like you were just saying, all these talk show hosts, while the black girls are getting acknowledged at the last minute and they don't even get that shine, and all these other white girls got blue checks all in their name, while you got some people who had the same amount of followers, they only got the same amount. Then I realized when I was watching Tyreek was talking about the same exact thing. And you know, there's a lot of coons in TikTok, and you know, they always try to promote a lot of, well, you complain about white people doing things to you, but then again, you want to be like them, and then you're complaining about it. And a lot of young people do this on there, and this is why I'll try to promote positivity and things that's not towards that, because it just shows that our mindset is always on drama or negativity. Just
don't start making TikTok videos with like a white boy saying it's my boo and stuff.
Yeah, don't.
Yes.
They will break our nerd hearts all across the world if you do that.
Yeah. Yes. And then they'll complain. Yeah, and then they'll complain later. Oh, I'm sorry.
You would cause a spike in black male nerds suicide rates.
Right. Like, oh my God, no.
Oh boy. And then, you know, so after just realizing it now, paying attention to the algorithm and everything, like I said, yeah, TikTok is racist, but that shouldn't affect you to what you got to do today. That's what Tariq was saying. Another thing he was saying, instead of sitting there allowing people to do this to you, you always change the game. Like I said about on the last podcast, because people, you know, they take the knowledge, they complain, they only take things out of context, and then they make it seem like it's bigger than what it is, when actually he didn't say that. That's what causes miscommunication and misread information to other people. And you know, a lot of white people see this too on how we interact with each other when this type of things come in place. So they're like, okay, I'm gonna use this tactic on them on that. Like example, anime. A lot of nigga nerds, especially with the computer guys, black boys, when they do stuff like this, they don't take anything consideration of doing things with computers, but they complain about how white boys always taking over type of things. If any other race can beat us, then we can do something with it too. If we got all this knowledge, let's not spend our time watching anime and playing video games. Let's actually have like a whole new like school, like in Africa or something, because no one's doing that right now. And if you don't do that, how you want to let other races beat us into this? And you know, I always try to put that out there, because I like you said, form my own group, because a lot of people who don't want to be in a group are the same ones that's going to be a hater when you try to work with them later on in life. Right. Even when it comes to people, when you try to get them on the same track, like example, because I love anime, you know, I'm an all-around person, I want them to come join me. But if they want to be on that cool nigga nerd type thinking, then they can stay over there and let their self fall in racism and all their complaining. They complain to how much they want to them, because they don't want to change. And change is really hard for some people. And it shows how, if you want to, like I said, you want to be a successful person, you got to put it to the test. You just can't sit there and complain about how you couldn't. Why is TikTok like this? do something about it. That's how you're going to get up there. If you don't, then how would you get acknowledgement?
Exactly. That's exactly what I say about go to back what you were saying about like basically they're looking for a black leader. They don't want to be the person who speaks up and speaks out. They want somebody else to do it, and then they can like, join in and be in the dark while they like and subscribe, or maybe just comment in your comment section. But they don't want to be another voice as well. Why can't everybody be the voice? Why do you
be the voice?
Right. Why do you worry about that one person to rise up and get everybody up instead of you taking that knowledge, giving it to somebody else?
Yeah, so like, why can't you just reverse engineer the knowledge they drop?
Yeah.
And make something new out of it?
Right. And no one's saying misconstrue the knowledge. We're saying is if you need to boil it down to more simple-minded people, do that, but don't misconstrue it to make it seem like it's something else.
Yeah.
Like because
that's. Oh, go ahead.
That's what I talk about. I'm a very simple person. Like I was watching some TV show, and a guy was like, "I need you to pack your stuff and do the." I know he was like, "I need you to do this for me," blah blah blah. And I turned to my girl and said, he basically saying, "You fired if you don't do this." Like,
oh man.
Sometimes you just got to be, like simple with it, And sometimes, sometimes the things that people speak about goes over some people's heads. Some people are just too ignorant and they just don't want to accept it, and that's even more sad. And what you saying, Yuki?
Not saying like take pride or being ignorant, thinking, "Oh, I don't even know this shit." Mm-hmm. Then when something bad happens, where they didn't knowledge the fuck.
Right. Like people who finally people who finally watch like Hidden Colors. Like they get all the information, get all their knowledge, and the only thing they want to do is I want to get more knowledge. Oh, yes, but you want to apply that knowledge to do something with it. You can't just all you're gonna be doing is mental masturbation. That's all you're gonna be doing is stroking yourself because you know so much instead of doing something with it. Like that just kills me sometimes with people trying to act like they smarter than they actually aren't. Like, dude, you're not even doing nothing smart.
It's like trying to act like you're a whole like professor when really you're not. You're just like a simple person.
You're not a professor. You're a pothead. You're a pothead, brown truth, brown lies, pothead, brown lies. You ain't a professor black truth, man.
Yeah, and Jason Black, he talks about that all the time, and obviously, because people like to take things context with him when he's literally trying to tell them the same exact thing. But like you said, when you got people who really want to do that, why can all people be one? Why they gotta only be one person to speak out about the same stuff? Everyone can do it, like you said, but they can't just be on the little petty stuff. Like they'll flip.
They don't want to upset white people. They don't. They really don't want to upset white people. They scared. Right. They don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. Because because black folks, we know we're good at like recepting energy and feeling things off other humans. So we know how when you feel uncomfortable, and we can feel off white people as soon as we start mentioning anything about race, they get
Right.
So I completely understand why you don't want to say it, but I still say speak up and speak out, man. Sorry.
Yeah. See, you're definitely okay. I definitely see what they're coming from, and sometimes you only have to bring them up. You could say it in a way where we can all understand. Like they say, like Tyreek say, stay on code and keep it where you have yourself safe, so no one will try to target you. Because, like you said, when I started seeing when Tyreek started doing things like that, a lot of people try to go on him because he wasn't afraid to speak up. Everybody else is kind of like, oh wow, this is crazy. But if you allow yourself to be scared, then they're going to keep coming at you, and they're not going to stop until you be like, I'm the one here. It's crazy how we get fear let's get to us. But I understand, because some people, in generations curses, and we're dealing with black people especially, we got fear that was put into us because they were always hitting us, slaves, all that little type of bigotry and coon type mind thinking. So every time it came down to the habits of the genes, it's like it got worse into us now. And now I see a lot of people, or like younger girls like me, or younger boys like me that's 19, or teenager or child that's trying to do things, but you got some who really trying to bring it down because we're not afraid to go up there. The like-minded thinking, the green thinking, little things like that. Like on TikTok, I see girls who's really trying to bring each other up, and then you see how other girls are trying to bring it down, going at each other. We're our own people, and it's really sad to say that, but like they don't want to change unless you start putting your not being afraid. You're not scared. You can't be scared of anything, because you be scared, you can't be successful. When you can't be successful, how you gonna be somebody famous and people acknowledge you? When you not famous, then no one really see the work you put in, or the portfolio of how you were so, like, when you talk. Because every time you talk, you get better when you talk. But then again, you gotta, like, some people don't realize that they get so, like they have an egotistical knowledge. They start going on people whenever trying to support them. Like you said, they act like they know better than what they know, and then they act like there's some type of like 2 + 2 = 4 + 6, this type talk. When really, actually, some people can't even cipher that because they don't talk like that. You just got to be you when you talk. You can't be somebody else. They're not like, hey, there's a lot of people that's like Tyreek that speaks, but then again, everyone can speak. So I don't know why it's just so hard for some people to understand, especially if they were like in their 40s or 30s. The young people gotta catch up and listen to these types of things, but they sometimes don't, because they want to be caught up on all the other celebrities and negative stuff that really shouldn't matter to them right now and make themselves famous, especially with Black young people right now.
Have you ever heard of Dr. Joy DeGruy?
I believe so. I did. I'm not sure if. I'm not sure.
She does lectures. She talks about the post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but the reason I'm bringing up it because what you just said earlier about like the past traumas and stuff like that, and she actually coined that and started talking about how the reason why a lot of Black people have these excuse me, I farted. You probably didn't hear it on the mic, but I farted. Sorry. But I just blanked out because of that one. Okay, yeah.
Slave disorder.
Yeah, post-traumatic slave disorder. Yeah, but she talked about how, like, during slavery, stuff was passed down traumatically through Black people. Like, example,
right.
Like why do we whoop our kids with switches? Like, that's like a not universal, but a foundational Black American thing is being whooped with switches. And she basically talked about how, like, basically was whips. So that stuff got passed down generationally. How the slave master will tell you, you go in the room, you pick the whip that you want to be whipped with. So that's what our parents make us do. Go outside and get you a stick, type shit. And there's other examples just like that as well, where like little small things in Black culture we don't even understand why we even do it. About like the fear of dogs. They want to think like we all just scary Black people. Like, no. It's because y'all sick dogs in us back in the damn 60s, and that shit got passed down generationally. So some of us might have an inherent scare of dogs. It ain't like we all scared of dogs,
right?
But
or bugs,
like it's a really good book. I highly recommend checking it out. It'll be down in the description below to everybody listening. If no one's never listened to it, I'll probably put the lecture or just the book to buy. But I actually met her like a couple years back, went to one of her lectures and I got it signed. She killed that stuff. But what was so funny about being in that lecture was it was white people in there. It was like
ages.
And dude, that was the funniest part. It was 3 white girls, and they was all sitting next to each other. No, it was 2 white girls sitting next to each other, and they was whispering the whole time she was talking. Like every little point she was bringing, they whisper each other. And I was sitting next to this Black girl. I like being around pro-Black people, especially at lectures like that, because everyone's so pro-Black. So she was like, "Oh, what the fuck these white bitches doing here?" And no offense to anybody white listening, but she was like, "What the fuck these white bitches doing here? They don't even need to be here. Like, why do you need her?" Like, I'm like, hey, hey, they Asians, shit, but hey, we know what the fuck y'all doing. But now. what I just talked about, Joy DeGruy. Now they just started this new what is it? Psychological, like not being a psychiatrist. It's a person who studies generational trauma. It's like not an epidemiologist. It's something. I don't know the word. I actually trying to
some other word.
I was trying. It started with an S or a P. Because I know that because like I watch a lot of TV. I'm a TV nerd, and they brought it up twice in 2 TV shows I've watched, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. That's the shit that Joy DeGruy brought up years ago, but now they making it into actual study because they realizing that this generational trauma shit is real. You know, because white people are starting to be more traumatized and fuck each other up. And you're like, shit, we need to figure out what the hell's going on before we get fucked up our damn selves by these crazy white people. And speaking of white people, I like to play this clip if it sounds good because we don't have the sound. We're not going through the soundboard, so hopefully we can. It sounds good.
Just my dog.
Oh, it's good. It's all right. Just grab the dog, put it in a bathtub, run some water. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, I mean, it'd be crying for good.
Jesus.
I got about 5 minutes. So.
We're dark. We make the light of the dark. We make light of the dark. Don't make us know. Don't take us no mind with our jokes.
No, you're definitely fine.
But yeah, I want to play this clip. This is from Hidden Colors 2. This is fun fact. I've never watched any of the Hidden Colors, but I know all this information and knowledge by just looking up stuff, researching things. Not to say, I'm smarter than Hidden Colors. I ain't saying it like that, but
he's throwing shots.
I ain't throwing shots, but I actually stayed up last night and watched Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. Man, the information in that motherfucker, I'm like, damn, he was doing this shit back then like that. I'm like, man, I can see a dumb person who ain't never heard this stuff take this stuff and run, and that's why I brought up the whole acquiring knowledge. That's why I brought it up because of that. Because I was thinking about what if I was a dusty dumb person who first watches this for the first time, and I take this knowledge. All I'm gonna hear is fuck whitey, not build anything, eat healthy, fuck white people. I don't need to mess with white people, and that was it was funny to me.
But it's like you could still do pieces with them, but you just can't mess on certain things. See, that's the pro-black people. But when it comes to the closed-minded ones, like you said, they only pick and choose what they hear, and like, oh, well, okay, he said that, and then tell other black people that, and then they take the wrong communication of it, and then people think like, wait a minute, did he really say that, or did he or she really say that? And then you're like, another person will like, no, they didn't say that. You missed the whole point. Did she gotta really repeat to you again? See, and then that's when, when Tyreek be like, we can't keep repeating to our own people because they're gonna keep on doing the same repeat again with the coon mind thinking. So, yeah.
Yeah, this clip is for the Hidden Colors 2. And it really hit me. And I'm gonna play it later on too in a later episode of the Swarthy Nerd Podcast because I'm gonna talk about all the Hidden Colors when I knock them all out. Because the only one I ever saw was Hidden Colors 5 in theaters. The only one I actually saw in theaters. But yeah, check this clip out.
Hidden Colors is very good.
We began to understand this is about behavior and our behavior towards nature. Black people just incidentally happen to be an object in nature. It is those who have behaved inappropriately. Or most whites don't behave inappropriately. Most whites are actually as victimized as most people of color. Where the confusion is, because of the whiteness of skin, most whites think they will have an opportunity to ascend to the position of power of those who are doing the oppressing. And that's where their confusion comes in. Meanwhile, they suffer and tolerate their suffering, whereas others may resist it because we know we can never make that ascension.
Man, and that was real shit. That was real shit. That was James Smalls.
Wow.
But that was real shit. That fucked me up when he said it. I'm like, oh shit, let me get that. Cause that was real shit.
Wow.
That was real fucking shit. I don't know if it sounded good or not on your end. Did it sound all right? Did you hear it clearly?
Yeah, it sounds pretty okay, but
Okay.
I can hear him.
Okay. But yeah, but that was real shit about like white people think they gonna get to the top part, but they y'all just niggas too. But y'all think y'all better than us. Who was it? I think it was George Wallace. Actually, he's popular right now in current politics right now. But back in the day, he was like, all we got to do. What was him? No, it was Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson. He was like, all we got to do is let the lowest white person make them feel more supreme than a black person, and we got white people locked in forever.
Wow, right.
All we gotta do is have white people feel a little bit more supreme than some niggas, and we great.
Oh my God! Wow.
And they'll be down in the description below. A lot of people don't believe that quote, but that quote real as motherfucker. Yeah, it was Lyndon B. Johnson. He was the president after JFK. Because JFK got assassinated. Lyndon B. Johnson was vice president, and Lyndon B. Johnson became president. He was hardcore racist as a motherfucker. Woo.
Man,
those dangerous times in the 60s, late 60s.
Right.
It was just the 60s was just a crazy time. You had Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, who was Fred Hampton. They was like, oh shit, these niggas on point in the 60s because we was on code. That's why it's a great TV show. I recommend everybody watch. It's called The Godfather of Harlem. You watched with me, and that was a time when black folks were on code.
Like, we knew who was the enemy.
Yes.
Like we wasn't on no type of stuff. Yeah, we were selling drugs to each other, but we wasn't snitching on each other. We wasn't calling the cops saying, hey man, this dude's selling heroin down the street, because that was a popular drug in the 60s was the heroin, you know. Yeah.
Right. And I watched The Hidden Colors as well, and I definitely love what I learned in that. I'm not finished watching it, but I'm almost done with watching it. And what I learned was very, very inspirational and very shocking to the mind, because I'm like, wow, there was things that were lied to us, and then there were some things that no one never told us. Or like you said, the part where every black person would never like on that hate and pettiness, and we all was like, who was the enemy? We wasn't like, oh well, this black person did this black person did this, or being colors or putting each other down because we know who did this what, or all that line and confusion. Now this generation,
perfect example is Tariq. He speak the real shit, but people say, oh, but he made a Mackin book back in the day. What?
Okay. It was 25 years ago.
Oh, and even if he did he say in the book, oh, you didn't smack a woman around?
You didn't beat her?
You didn't beat her? The dude was trying to teach cornballs how to speak to women, because a lot of y'all nerds, because it was made for that, was for cornball nerds who couldn't talk to girls. It was for that.
Right. And another, that's a very, very good point, because I was watching Jason Black, and he was talking about how girls should be treating guys and how guys should be treating girls, especially with the girls, because they got a lot of daddy issues. And every time when a girl talks to a guy, they get really picky, they get really emotional. And then again, like, I understand whatever types of confusion that goes on in a relationship, but when it comes to a girl, they always put things that happened to them before and that happened with another relationship on a guy, especially on a black guy, and then a black guy has to take all that stress and emotional response for what she had and put it on him to make them like he was the problem, and then she becomes a victim. Or the guy, he's like a nigga nerd, being with the girl, not really doing nothing, where they can be like teaming up and then start going down the drain because they're on that pettiness, and then worrying about, well, this person talked to this person, but not really realizing how you should talk to people and how you should treat a girl. So it's like both sides, but then again, they're not getting taught the right way because it's dealing with past families or like sisters or brothers. So all this, and then when they get older or grow up, they don't know how to change that because of the mom or the dad, or they were being a lowlife or a bum or dusty. And Tyreek and Jason Black say that all the time. But like you said, they always take the small stuff and play around. And when I was listening to Jason Black's podcast, I believe it was like the business account, some people, when this lady called in, a lot of people in the comments, and especially the guys, were playing around too much while he was talking to the lady that called in, and then they were thinking it was playing around time, when he was like, see, it shows who is taking it serious or not, because then that shows that y'all are all on the goofiness and not really realizing the really importance on how to talk to a girl. So it was getting really crazy in the comments, but he was kind of like shutting them down to show them how to be a person for a guy and a female. I mean, guy and a female. Yes.
So are you comfortable talking about? Have you ever been in like a relationship with I hope a dude?
Yes, I was in one before.
I mean, are you currently in a? I'm not trying to hot down, but I mean, are you currently in a relationship?
No, not anymore, but I was before. And I say this because the person I was with, he was like a nigga nerd, and he was the type of person that was like a hater and a petty person. He would take my knowledge and everything and use it against me and didn't want to work with me. But when I had the knowledge, I knew he would put me down for it. And then again, he was a person that wasn't diverse. He was really boring, and I was a happy person. And sometimes when it comes to me hanging around his family, he loved the energy, and his family loved me very much, but he was the one that always hated on me for my talented skills. Like if I say I speak this or this, or I love to draw this way and I want to go different countries, he puts me down for that. And then he doesn't like to do anything else. And because I'm a sociable, outgoing girl that's 19-year-old, he don't like that I can speak to anybody and be automatically friends with them. Even though I try to show him and preach to him like, man, you can be like me too. Why you gotta be different? What's so different between us? Before
why
he wasn't.
With them niggas? Why you trying to flirt with that dude?
Right.
Why you being so friendly with that dude?
Why you talking to him for?
Why you talking to him for?
And I was always equal with him. I never put him down. I always made him feel like he was important. And sometimes it just shows that you can't even guide people like that, my own people. And that's another thing. I still try to respect him anytime because we still friends and all. It's just that I'm not with him anymore because he did that for like probably half of my high school year. And then he wasted my time where we couldn't even do nothing different because he only wanted to be on that little mindset. I told him, you don't want to be a broken artist, because he was an artist. I said, you don't want to be a broken artist and go into a world where you have no money or anything. So, it just he put himself down and his family, and even his family tried to teach him that as well. But, he didn't want to be on that type of level, So I try to teach him this, but I just did my own thing and made my own friends. And now when I look back, he wants to come gravitate towards me again because he seen me shine. I try to have him shine. He didn't want to go along. I let him go. When the plane goes, sorry, you got left behind. You didn't want to be on that same level when I was on the positivity.
Yeah, I feel you on the same thing because I was in right now I'm currently in a relationship with myself, but it's actually good because I've actually met someone who's not. I say this a lot in a funny way. My girl know I say it, but I say I can proudly say there's no pictures of my girl and her ass on the sink, or where her boobs hanging out, where her cleavage showing, or her in a nightclub with drinks all in her hand. I can proudly say that about my girl, and that's the type of women we need in Black society, in Black nerd culture as well. Is people ain't being all out there like that, and that's just not cool. Because I've dated real quick. I dated this girl once, who I used to talk about pro-Black things. And she used to roll her eyes all the time, like, "Huh, here you go with this pro-Black stuff again." I'm like, "What?" Like, it sounded like to me, all you doing is complaining about white people. You need to just do something about it. I'm like, no, you're not understanding. This is a system set up. I'm not saying I can't get a job because of white people. I'm saying this system is set up where I'm gonna be the lowest. I'm the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to me getting that job. They're gonna give it to a Mexican, a white, Asian, a not black person, a Mexican or Asian before me, or Arab or some shit before me.
Right.
I ain't say I'm not gonna fill out the application.
You're just trying to give her some knowledge.
But she didn't like that. She just didn't like it. But sorry, go ahead, Yuki.
Just going back to the whole, got these black.
Sorry.
Male Yuki. Sorry, male Yuki.
This is going back to the whole, got these females who are posting, hot naked pictures on Facebook and shit. And nigga nerds. Like, have you seen like these black female nerds who are taking like risque lewd pictures?
Oh yeah,
of a cosplay. And
this COVID showed a lot of these like nerdy girls. They got OnlyFans page now. I'm like, what? You got OnlyFans? I thought
OnlyFans, yeah.
I'm like, damn, I thought you just did cosplay. Like that COVID show.
COVID.
And another thing I learned.
COVID-19.
He said Hovid. Hey, that's the name. That's the name of the episode. That Hovid 21 or some shit.
Matter of fact, and that's a very, very good point. I'm glad you said that. Male Yuki. Yeah, I'm going to say that one.
Male Yuki.
Well,
man
another
Yuki.
thing.
Let's say man Yuki. Man Yuki. Yeah, that's not calling a male. Let's say man Yuki. How about that? Yeah.
Okay, that sounds more better.
Right.
It's like, y'all do know people will see that in a couple of years we try to get an actual job.
Right. And they probably gonna hire you because they saw the picture and the boss like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hire her and then threaten her job and I'm gonna show her these pictures and she's gonna have to sleep with me. You know, because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of dudes are creeps.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
and that is a subject I bring up every once in a while on the podcast. Is about I understand about being a creep because I have creepy thoughts, not all the time, but I understand about a dude wanting to sniff panties. I never sniff. Now I've never. Hold on. I never sniffed panties, but I understand why a dude would because we depraved like that, man. Not saying all men are like that, but I understand the creepiness factor. And and when you think of being a gay man, think about that 2 times now, because you got 2 creepy dudes together. Man, these gay dudes, they're going to be jerking each other off and public bathrooms. They're going to be sticking their penises in holes. Called the glory hole. But that's real shit, though. That's real shit.
That's true, though. That's very true.
No one's hating you being gay. I just understand it's probably a lot of fucking when it comes to being a gay dude. Shit. Because, Jesus. Because dudes always horny. Shit. Women, they know how to discipline themselves. Men, shit. They don't know.
Right.
Like I said,
and that's another. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so the whole point when you were just saying, and I was just saying that last time when I was telling me and my dad, we was just having a conversation about that, about especially with self-worth, with black girls doing that and all girls as a whole, because sometimes, especially with girls doing little like cosplay and stuff, and with black girls especially, black girls is probably around my age or older, they want to get white validation from white guys sometimes and push all the black guys away when the black guys are really trying to support them. But then again, it's like, well, because I see white girls doing, I'm gonna do the same thing. I understand what they're coming from, but
I can't get green-eyed and light-skinned baby. What are you talking about? I don't want no black dude. I don't want a dark baby. What's wrong with you?
Right, but then again, when you have, and I heard that when two black parents, they end up having a light skinned child, it'd be that probability.
I know, right?
Like that's like having a albino person, but then again, they'll start being rude to the light skinned girl or the girl that's probably mixed with another type of genes, because you never know. And then that's another thing. They want to have a light skinned kid, but then they hate on light skinned girls again. But then again, they're the same people that came from the same color skin. So it's like they contradict their own self. Then again, it's like they get really petty, and I hate when they go in the comic section and put them on blast and make them feel bad. And that's like these masculines, and the guys really trying to, support them, be a gentleman for them. But then again, they always want the white guys, especially when it comes to the cosplays, because I knew a lot of cosplay girls that. Yeah, they always like the dusty people and not really the guys who are really out there doing things. And if they do this type of things, they should do something with the money instead of only using it for their self-will. But then they know other people are taking their time out, probably sending $50 for this or that, and then they're being petty and being scamming people. And then I hate that little type of that little coon type thinking, because they don't know how to handle money, especially if they're family, or especially if they were mom and dad who was probably being dusty. Then show the daughter especially how to handle money and budget. And some don't even got that. Like in high school, they don't teach you about money and stuff, how to budget things and where to send this at and how to use a bank and all that, little things like that. So when they end up getting it, they just start, like you said, fashion. They'll spend on so much fashion when they probably Yeah, and then they complain about how the racism in anime, and they're talking about, well, if that's the case, then draw your own anime. Draw something that
I can't
people
draw
feel
anime.
good
I
about.
just spent all my tax refund on a Hatagi body pillow. I can't do that.
Right, they always do those things. That's an excuse. They find a scapegoat to find their way. They complain about how they couldn't have enough money. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't have enough money for to pay back to you because I had to spend it on my they said I had to spend it on, went to the movie theaters, probably like $50 to go see Dragon Ball Xenoverse or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, and then you're like, wait, then you're sitting like, I did all this for you, you come back to me with nothing? So are you skimming or what? And then they'll ignore you or they'll block you just for questioning them something that you didn't even really say nothing wrong. And then that's why all this little coon type thing, or they call it coonets type. And when I see this as young, like as who I am as a 19-year-old girl, I always like think about like, okay, so all the money I get, I really want to do something with it. But then again, I'm not going to sit here and teach people things and then be petty about it and then not have self-worth. Self-worth is the main thing.
Yes.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says poor connection.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same here. We had the same here. Hello?
Okay. Yeah. So when you were saying about, okay,
No,
you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might
Good.
be a delay.
Like you were saying about your girlfriend about having self-worth. When you don't have self-worth for yourself, especially with black females, they tend to get taken advantage of easily because they're not realizing that they're not taking care with self-love or self-caring. And when they go into the world, then they get mad when people start taking advantage of them. Like you were saying, a guy can't help it if he still stare at her butt, but then she's coming out here wearing small pants and jeans on. That's what a guy's going to do. That's like the opposite. When a girl goes out there and see a guy with muscles, she's going to obviously stare because it means power. It stands for power. And when these girls sit there complain about how guys look, they're asking for attention, and they're going to get it. Then when they end up competing with each other. Black females start competing with each other because they want to look better than the other one for a guy that probably don't like them because they're bringing themselves in with negativity and already showing that they're going to be a combative person if they was with that person. So it just I realized that. That's why I was, I try to teach that little how to have a calm spirit. Don't be masculine when you want to approach someone. You don't want to be all hostile and then you make the person feel uneasy or intimidated. So that's why, like I said, the guy I was with, he was really like, I was always compassionate, I was peaceful and calm, but he was always hostilic or acting like the victim a lot because of the coon mind thinking, and he didn't like how my energy was. Yes, he had a father, and his father was the same way.
Oh, all right. Well, that
solves the issue. Right, it solves that, right. All you gotta do, I don't know if you listen to Zoe Williams, but Zoe Williams, he talks about this a lot about relationships, and he says when you're dating someone, you're not just dating that person, you're dating their mother and their father, and his mother and his father. You're dating them as well because you're also getting their hang-ups, all their fuck-up stuff, all that within them as well.
Right. And then when it passed down to them, they start because he's a narcissistic person, so and I noticed that because of his parents was like that a bit, and they made him narcissistic because he thought he was the only one that was smarter than anybody. So I stopped messing with him, but he started to realize, well, damn, how is she getting up there? She thinking she talking to everybody from around the world. That's not fair. Like, he won't say it to me, but he does it by consistently trying to talk to me, and I still talk to him, but I stopped sharing things with him because of his pettiness and how he doesn't want to grow. He doesn't want to grow. He's going to stay that way, and he's a person that left the victim be a victim. Like, if I'm having a good day, he comes out the blue and start complaining about things that really didn't happen the whole time. He working on his productivity of editing skills and getting up there because he has college. And for me, I'm worrying about my own thing, and I'm not worrying about negativity and letting somebody affect my day over one little thing because he's a hater. Because haters going to keep hating, and they're going to do it until you stop doing your own goals or productivity of being a successful person. And a lot of people feed off of that, especially in relationships and when it comes to our own people as well.
Okay. I guess we can move on to our one last question. And well, so more of a question and more of a
You mean less of a question, more of a...
yeah, less of a question, more of a what? I was about to say it's more of a it's more praise. It's a question and more of a praise than you as well, because the question is what can we do to get more young black females into talking more pro-black? Because a couple years back, Tariq did bring this up, how we have no young, attractive black women talking pro-black. We have people like Candace Owens, who's a coon, but we don't have no young black females, because a lot of young men won't listen to old black men like Tariq or Jason because they're ignorant. Their ego getting away. But they would listen to someone just like very beautiful, or listen to someone just like you.
Yeah.
That'll be great. And I just want to give you praise, because I give you that because we need more women like you talking like how you're talking and not being afraid of the backlash or whatever, because a lot of people might knock you or hate on you, but we do need more young black women like that. But you think, how do we get more black women like that?
Right. So the best way to do that is by doing through things that they love. Like if you talk about fashion
young
or
black
make...
Young black women as well. Sorry.
Young black women.
Because it can't be some old lady in their 40s, 50s. Because I love listening to Frances Cress Wellington, Shahrazad Ali. I love listening to all those people. But
me too.
But we have to find someone around your age, because that's who we need to
Right. Because that's the next generation.
The next generation. Because that's people who gonna really push this stuff forward. But sorry, go ahead.
So. Oh, it's okay. I definitely agree with you on that. So the best way to do that, and I realized this, like I said, on TikTok is like a tool to do this.
That's very
so
unique.
if you want to get a lot of young, if you want to get young girls between probably like, not really young girls, but girls like you said around my age or 15 or 16 who start out really early, is you can get fashion related things that dealing with makeup, dealing with what black girls appreciating each other. Then you start talking to more on that little uplifting each other, and they start talking, the pro black young girl thinking, then they start to gravitate to it more, especially when it comes from a girl that's that's pretty. Or it doesn't have to be pretty, but usually it'd be a girl from pretty because they like to compliment a girl a lot when on their looks. And when you compliment they back, they feel like they matter a lot, because a lot of black girls are insecure today because of a lot of things that take place in this time and age. And I realize this because when I go on TikTok a lot of girls always be on things like that. A lot of black girls be on things that be dealing with girl like, wow, I love your hair. I love how you use your makeup styles. And when you do that, you could talk at the exact same time. Right. It starts people to open up their minds, and you're easing them in, and you're not just forcing it. Because sometimes people get really offensive, and then it used to like this like saying like color of skin. If you start talking about that, then they start taking things out of context, and they get really offended, especially because of how their mind is, and they're still growing, they're still taking more knowledge in and learning. Then they're gonna be more like, okay, so they don't know how to talk. Because some young girls like that don't know how to talk for themselves because of insecurities and not getting taught by their mom, especially because the one that guide them be a young woman and have self-worth. Like when I do posts and things, sometimes I always go on TikTok and say, well, don't worry about other people hating you. Always have self-love. And sometimes I don't put race into it sometimes, because what people do, they take that out and think, oh, well, you leaving other people races out. No, everyone is, but I'm usually saying it towards our people because we are the same people that always hate each other for looking good. Mm-hmm.
Gotta be black first.
Yeah, you always gotta be black first. And it seems like when we praise each other, we always gotta put other races in it. When they do race, there's things when other girls and different, like a Mexican girl or Japanese girl, they always leave us out, and then we gotta be left out, and we don't worry about that. So I was like, you know what? I gotta came up with a good idea with that. Use that tool of TikTok, praise each other, but doing it where we talk about things as positive, and then you start getting them easing into the conversation on how to talk. Because when you do that, then people are inspired, and I see a lot of young people say, wow, I feel so inspired about how you were speaking. It made me feel good about this, because I see young Black boys do it as well. Like, he would talk about, you matter, you be smart, be talented, don't go in the streets and do things that you know that's going to set you up later in life. And then when I started to see that more, he was pushing it, a lot of people start gravitating to him, because he was actually teaching them how to talk and how to have, you know, self-knowledge, instead of like worrying about other celebrities that's on other pages on TikTok or Instagram. And when I seen that, I was like, wow, that's a very good idea. And that's another thing why I do motivational speaking, because the age I am, we don't got enough young Black girls that's doing it, and we need more of them. So using that type of tactic will really especially help them, because that's girly things, and that gets them motivated. They do something where it's so while they're having self-care. Definitely.
Yes, I think we should name the episode that. Young Black, young female, young foundational Black American females. With that, we need that right now. We really do.
We desperately need that.
We need that.
Definitely.
We need that really. Like, forget listening to these men.
Definitely.
Fuck
Definitely.
the men. Fuck the men. I'm a man. I'm saying fuck the men. We need women. We need women like Jason and Tariq talking that stuff, who are not a bed wench, who don't just marginalize Black men as just one type. Because we do got pro-Black females, but they talk that Bedouin stuff, or they start knocking Tariq or all the other, you know, foundational Black American, you know, new Black media people. They knock them. Like, what is wrong with you?
Like, we're supposed to be on the same team. So
Right.
are you
Right.
knocking?
Use the stuff behind the scenes. Like, it's like people got issues with other people instead of just keeping that stuff behind the scenes. You got problems with the person. Say, you know, keep it to yourself. But you don't have to go on someone's platform and talk shit.
That's fucking childish.
Right. And then it calls and then especially with women, a lot of people, it's almost like a gamer girl. A lot of certain guys like to gravitate for girls, women. But when these women teach a way how to be petty with her own self, especially with a Black girl, then there's some guys that's like niggas that look up to these type of girls, gonna think, well, damn, she looks so cool. I like when she's like that. And you're saying to yourself, like, wait a minute, that's not how a Black girl should act. They should have self-worth and have a lot of good knowledge on how to talk to people and how to, just have a good conversation, especially with a guy. So when every time a girl do this type of things on different social media platforms, like I said, TikTok and Instagram, is always the best way to do is by using a lot of things that's based off of like video games and makeup and shoes and fashion, because they grab it in a lot of, and that's another thing. We're a colorful people. We should always cherish those things that was already a part of us already, like being a model, or know how to talk to people by being calm about it. And I see this a lot, and that's another thing that made me get more inspired, because I can help young girls my age or younger than me that's going through things like this. That's why I notice a lot of girls be like, wow, well, you wouldn't even think they will break down in tears by this. And another girl approached me because I had always showed love to all of them. I wasn't on that one little, well, I'm better than you and I'm not going to help you. And I saw a lot of Black cosplay girls that would only be about themselves and only gave out things for other races but not our own when it comes to Black girls supporting them. And then when they look up to, they think that, well, that's my role model and that's how I should grow.
You should make a Black Supergirls gang. Like Super Friends,
definitely.
But Super Girlfriends, and it's like a bunch of young Black females who talk about fashion, anime, and all that stuff. I'm serious. You can take the idea. I ain't gonna get mad.
Yeah.
You should actually do that. Get like, I don't know, 5 Black. How many girls are in Sailor Moon? 5?
10.
Well, damn, it's 10.
I think it's 5 or. Oh man, I forgot about that.
What? Are we talking about the main force?
I'm talking about the regular canon.
The original 5?
Yes.
All right, this is the original 5.
Okay, this dude about to talk about some Sailor, something else. I don't know a planet. I couldn't think of planet. But yeah, you only need 5 women. You get 5 women. Oh man, who they all got to be on code. We don't want an episode 5 y'all snapping at each other. We want on code.
Not on that energy.
Right. But that would be real dope to see, because I see a lot of white girl teaming up to make podcasts talking about video games, anime, and all that stuff. I would love, and a lot of dudes will gravitate towards that a lot, is seeing 5 Black girls talking about nerd stuff. Oh man, that'd be great.
Man, yeah, that'd be. Yeah, that would be powerful right there. Something, and then you feel welcome when you join.
Right.
Yeah.
And it'll help young black girls see, like, oh, I don't have to, it's not petty stuff. We can't put our bullshit aside and talk about movies, TV shows, fashion. You can have, like, little segments where, you show how to actually braid your hair or learn some history part. I'm just thinking of stuff right now.
and talking about things like why you braid. Yeah, like when you braid hair, when a girl braid hair, you could talk about history by breaking it down to them. Like, well, braiding hair came from this culture, from Africa, and where it originated from. And when you're doing it, you trick them. That's how you bring people in, young people. And I learned this best tactic just by realizing, like, if you talk about racism in school, kids are not going to understand. You got ability to talk about it through something like anime through racism. Then they be like, damn, I realize this is happening in real world. That's why teachers, when they teach you, especially with history, they always break it down about, like, well, where is this taking place today, and how is this taking place from the past or something? And then they compare it from each other. Then they start making you talk on that different level, like, okay, racism still happen today through modern society. I mean, they won't say it like that, but they would say it in a way where you're like, oh, okay, now I get what you're saying, what they're doing now, like on the news or something.
Hey, that's what's up. But that's a perfect part right there where you just said, that's where we should wrap it right there. Okay. But I'm dead serious though. I think you really should start that super friends of black female nerds who are pro-black, because they got to be pro-black, because they can be nerds all day.
Yes.
But they might be too into the escapism of that stuff. You want somebody who can still
have a grip on reality.
Right. You want someone grip on reality, Yeah, maybe
you be realistic.
Yes, and I would love to hear like a very militant black female girl, and fuck these white motherfuckers. I would love to hear that. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I would love to hear that. But where can they find you, Yuki Sakura?
So they can find me on okay, sorry if I messed up there. They can find me on Sakura_Yuki32 on my Instagram, and my Twitter is the same exact name as my Instagram, but my name is in capital letters on there.
Okay, and where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Yuki the Snowman. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Yuki the Snowman 314. You can find me on Twitter at ReachAsYuki. And finally, you can find me on my website at www.yukithesnowman.com.
Hey, did you bring up your YouTube channel, Yuki Sakura?
Oh, my bad. My apologies. It's my YouTube channel is Yuki Sakura Speaks. And if you're not able to find it, you can go on my Instagram, which is Sakura_Yuki32, which is under my bio for the link. And I can definitely send it to anyone who needs it. Or it'll be in the link down below.
Yeah, it's going to be down there. It's definitely down there. Because that's another thing I hate about black people. They don't want to, like I said before, they don't want to share your shit. Yeah. And we have no problem sharing your shit. We ain't no type of motherfucker who are like, oh, we're not going to share it. But you can find me at SuperLostFan108 on Twitter. I have my 2-video YouTube channel at the TV Guru 108. You can find any of our stuff. It's at swarthynerd.com. Swarthy Nerd, if you want to email it to swarthynerd@gmail.com. If you want to ask us any questions, ask us about any stories, we'll talk about it. Ask us about anime or any of that crap. Or if you think we're wrong about anything we brought up, combat us. We're kind. We talk to people. We're not like other YouTubers who ignore you. We will speak to each and every one of you.
Right.
Right.
Knowledge is power. Right.
We are also available on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. Stitcher.
Spotify.
Yeah, see, you confusing me now. You can damn. You can find us on YouTube. You say on emulator, Jesus.
No, I say real player.
Real player. You can find us on LimeWire.com. You'll get the message. This is George Bush, and you just that is a very old joke. Only early internet users will get that freaking joke. downloading stuff off. You ever use LimeWire, Yuki Sakura? Or does that pass your time?
I never heard of that,
Ooh.
to be honest.
Okay, yeah, it's past your time. Your LimeWire was a
bootleg site.
Yeah, what?
You could bootleg.
This nigga saying bootleg. Say the real word, Jesus.
Pirate.
Yeah, it's a pirating site. It's a pirate. We saying bootleg like it's not. We saying, but hold on. I gotta clarify why it sounded weird. you said bootleg, but it could have to other people could sound like a bootleg website, like the website missing the cursor. It's nothing you can click on. Like really, like a
bootleg,
right? Literally a bootleg, right?
You go to a bootleg band and
right?
Website on the disc,
right? Yeah, you gotta be some old shady man. No. It's a pirating site, like I don't know. It's sort of like like a torrent site. You can download illegal TV shows, movies, all that stuff, music. And sometimes when you download stuff, you'll get a message saying, "This is George Bush, and I just want to say thank you for voting for me." It was like a troll. It was a lot of troll downloads back. The early internet was like Wild West of trolling. Everything was trolling when the internet first started.
Right.
You heard about Rickroll and all that stuff on early YouTube.
So my
I believe so.
Yeah, that song, "You Never Give Me Up, Never Let You Down."
Oh yeah,
Like,
I know that song.
That song was like really like a lot of people put like in their video thumbnails like I don't know.
Spoilers for Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Right. New Melee, video, and you click on it, and then that song plays. Yeah, that shows our age. Jesus.
I miss one people.
But
also another thing. There was another thing they should also follow me on that will definitely help them out is follow me also on TikTok, which is it's the @ Sakura God, which is my TikTok name.
Okay, well definitely. And Yuki will stop the recording now.